people, it's me, Anja. My pronouns are she, her, and welcome back to my channel, and happy Pride Month. Today's video is a part 2 to my favorite books with bisexual main characters. And the first book on this list is called Who I Was With Her. This book is a YA contemporary following a young bisexual girl, and after her secret girlfriend of the past year passes away, she can't tell anybody about it because she's not out. This book is so good. I personally really enjoy it because I thought it was so well done. I absolutely loved it. I was so emotionally attached to the main character as she navigates her grief and as she navigates her past relationship with that person and navigating coming out, and this book is so good. It's absolutely so good. I personally had really low expectations before going into it, I believe, and then one of my friends really enjoyed it, so then I read it and I also really enjoyed it. This book is so good. It absolutely deserves all of its hype and so much more. I'm so excited for what this author is writing next because their writing is so good. The romance, the sapphic representation, this book is so good. It has it all. The plot was so intriguing. The characters were so well developed and distinct. This book deserves so much more hype because it's absolutely so good, and I highly recommend it. The next book on this list is called Follow Your Arrow. This book is a YA contemporary following a bisexual girl who has an online profile, and she's starting to fall for a guy who absolutely doesn't. This book is absolutely so good. I know I talked about it recently, about 2 weeks ago or something like that, so I'm sorry for being redundant, but this book is absolutely so good, and I highly recommend it. So basically it does talk about having an online profile, which I really appreciate as a person who has an online profile, clearly, so we love to see it. But second of all, more importantly, this book talks about internalized biphobia and bisexuality, and how queer people in straight passing relationships are still queer, which I think is very important. It's very necessary and it's very timely. And I know I said 2 weeks ago that this book deserves just as much hype as Perfect on Paper and Cool for the Summer, and I still stand by that, even though I haven't read Cool for the Summer yet. But at any rate, this book is so good. It's so good. I really enjoyed it. The plot was so intriguing. The romance was so cute and it was so fluffy. The main character is such a wonderful, well-developed, distinct character, and I was so emotionally attached to her. This book is absolutely so good, and I highly recommend it. The next book on this list is called Ghostwood Song. This book is a YA magical realism book following a young bisexual girl who inherits her father's skill to call ghosts from the grave with his fiddle, and utilizes this skill to clear her brother's name after he is framed for murder. This book is absolutely so good. First of all, the world building is so atmospheric and it's so well done. The plot is so intriguing and it was so interesting, and I was so invested in it. The romance is so well done and it's so well developed. The bisexuality representation is so good, and I really enjoyed it. I can only speak on that representation to an extent since I am not bisexual myself, but I really enjoyed it. So yeah, I'm so excited for this author's next book. I think when you're watching this, it comes out in 2 weeks. I'm pre-filming this video on the 25th of May, so I don't really remember when it's coming out. I think sometime in the middle of July, and I know that this video comes out at the end of June. So yeah, the middle of July for you is in 2 weeks, even though for me filming this, that's in 6 weeks. Anyway, the point is, this book is so good. It's one of those more underrated sapphic books, and I would highly recommend it because it's absolutely so good. The atmosphere, the plot, the romance, the characters, every single element of this book was absolutely so good. So with that, I would highly recommend this book. The next book on this list is called Down Comes the Night. This book is YA fantasy, and it follows a young bisexual girl who's been sent to cure somebody of a mysterious illness. So maybe not the best book to read during a pandemic, but it works for the escapism that you need during a pandemic. This book was so good. It was absolutely so good. I had somewhat low expectations before going into this book, and this book definitely exceeded those expectations. This book is absolutely so good. First of all, I really enjoyed the world building and the atmosphere because it was so easy to visualize, and I just really enjoyed it because it felt so inventive and so innovative, and it was so immersive. Second of all, the plot was so intriguing, and I just really enjoyed learning about how everything unfolded. Third of all, the romance was well developed, and I really enjoyed it. Fourth of all, the characters were so well developed, and they were so distinct. I think this book is a standalone. We love to see it, but I'm so excited to see the author's next book, which I think comes out next year. I'm very excited to read it because this book was so good and I really enjoyed it, so I would highly recommend this book. The next book on this list is called Ship of Smoke and Steel. This book is another YA fantasy following a bisexual girl who's been sent to steal a legendary ghost ship. This book is absolutely so good. First of all, again, the world building is so inventive and it's so immersive, and I really enjoyed it. I was sucked into this story almost immediately because I just really enjoyed this world building. This author does such a great job bringing the world to life, and with that, the plot was so intriguing and it was so action-packed and fast-paced. Third of all, the sapphic romance was so cute and it was so fluffy, and I really enjoyed them, and I also enjoyed their characters individually. We love to see it. This book is the first in a trilogy, and this trilogy is so underrated. It's so underrated and it absolutely deserves so much more hype because this book is so good. This book is absolutely so good because of the inventive world building, the awesome sapphic romance, the well-developed distinct characters, the intriguing plot. This book has it all. It's absolutely so good, and with that, I would highly recommend it. The next book on this list is called Off the Record. There's a huge trigger warning on this book for sexual assault, so please be wary of that before you go ahead and read this book. This story is a YA contemporary following a plus-size black bisexual main character who's also a 17-year-old journalist as she uncovers a scandal that involves sexual assault. This book is absolutely so good. First of all, the subject matter was dealt with so well, and it's so necessary and timely, and it's so important. Second of all, the main character is such a wonderful, well-developed, distinct main character, and I absolutely loved her. Like I mentioned before, this book has great representation in it because, like I said, the main character is plus size, black, and bisexual. We love to see it. Her love interest is also bisexual, so we love to see it. This book is so good. The plot was so intriguing, and I was so emotionally invested in everything that was happening. The romance is so cute, and it's so fluffy. This book is absolutely so good, and it deserves all of its hype and so much more because it's absolutely so awesome, and I really enjoyed it, so I would highly recommend it. The last book on this list, but certainly not the least, is called Some Girls Do. This book is a YA contemporary that follows two characters. One of them is an openly gay track star, and the other one is a closeted bisexual who's a teen beauty queen and has a habit for fixing up old cars. This book is absolutely so good. First of all, the two main characters were both well developed and distinct, and I really enjoyed them individually, and I also enjoyed their dynamic together. Second of all, I really enjoyed how the author discussed the dichotomy of being closeted and also being out, since at the beginning of the book one of the characters is closeted and the other one is out. Third of all, I really enjoyed how the romance was well developed and it was really cute, and I shipped the two characters before they fell in love with each other, which is a mark of a good romance for me. And fourth of all, I just really enjoyed this book because it was so well done. The plot was so intriguing. This story is so good and absolutely deserves all of its hype and so much more. This book is absolutely so good. So with that, I would highly recommend it. So in conclusion, I would highly recommend all the books on this list because they were all really good. Since this video is a part 2, I will link in the description box below part 1. Happy Pride Month. I hope that this video serves as a reminder to continue to support queer authors at all times of the year, not just during 1 month in the year. So yeah, also please don't forget to continue to be donating to Palestine. Again, the link to donate is in my description box as well. So yeah, if you enjoyed this video, please don't hesitate to give it a big thumbs up. Comment down below the duck emoji if you made it all the way to the end of the video. Thanks for watching, subscribe to my channel if you're new, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!